Well, let's talk now to Professor Michael Semple, who is from the Senator George J. Mitchell Institute for Global Peace, Security and Justice at Queen's University in Belfast. He joins us now. Welcome back to the programme. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us today. So, the UN Secretary-General has said that Afghanistan is at a make-or-break moment. Do you think he's right? What are the main concerns?
Well, he's certainly right in that there is a crisis facing Afghanistan, but I'm not sure that really he'll be able to get as much done about it as he would like, because the challenges are really immense. We're talking about a potential 50% collapse of GDP in the country, and I'm not sure that any of the measures considered by the G20 is really going to take the sting out of that.
Well, as you say, the economy a key concern, but different ideas on how to deal with it. What are the options?
Well, part of it rests on how do you deal with the current Taliban administration in Afghanistan. Everybody says they want to help Afghanistan, but most countries say that they can't recognize the Afghan government. It's grabbed power by force against the will of its own population and against an express international consensus. So first of all, they've been looking at ways of delivering humanitarian assistance which go direct to the population and really cut out the Taliban or Afghan government. So you can do food distributions, you can perhaps help some health clinics, but Afghanistan has lost far much more than that. Afghanistan has lost all its international development assistance. It's lost its access to the international banking system. It's in economic freefall. So the question is, can you put in place serious economic assistance? And without working closely with the Afghan administration, that's impossible. So do you or don't you? And I think that we will see greater differences arising over that in the weeks ahead.
And something else that the international community say they're concerned about is Afghanistan becoming a refuge for terrorists. How serious a threat is that, and do you think that the Taliban are set up to deal with them?
Well, Afghanistan already is a refuge for terrorists. It's not a question about whether it's going to become one. They're already there. The question is, will the Afghan authorities be inclined and capable of dealing with them? Of course, they've often said that, but then they say lots of things to persuade people to support them, or, of course, to persuade the Americans to withdraw their troops, as they did. And so far, we've seen no sign of actions by the Taliban against foreign militants, except they've undertaken limited security actions and military operations against Daesh, Islamic State, who they consider a local rival.
And you touched on this already, but the G20 countries, of course, have very different approaches to Afghanistan. So how easy will it be to reach a consensus on the way forward?
Well, I mean, I think there is the makings of a consensus in that everybody agrees they need to do something. So in the first case, I think that we will see more movement on getting humanitarian assistance moving. That'll be the first step. Then, of course, there will be difficult discussions around whether economic assistance is possible. I suspect that one way forward that they may find is to renew their commitments to a peace process, to say that this political story isn't over, that there should be continued support for a progress in Afghanistan towards a broad-based administration, inclusive political system, and full economic assistance will be resumed at that point. There is a possibility of getting a consensus around that, but of course a lot of work will be required before they get agreement on that.
Professor Michael Semple from Queen's University in Belfast, thanks very much indeed for joining us today.